Have you ever felt like the more you share your life with others, the more you invite unnecessary opinions and criticism? It's a harsh reality. The more visible you are, the more vulnerable you become to judgment and distraction. But what if I told you there's a powerful alternative? Disappearing from the noise, working quietly in the shadows, and transforming yourself in secret can be one of the most liberating and impactful things you'll ever do. By the time you reemerge, the world won't know what hit them. But here's the catch. By then, you won't even care. The only opinion that will matter will be your own. Let's talk about how to disappear the right way, how to thrive in the shadows, and how to come back stronger, if you even choose to return at all. Imagine a life where you're no longer tethered to the expectations, judgments, or opinions of others. A life where every step you take is guided by your own desires, unclouded by the noise of the world. This is the power of disappearing. Stepping away from the spotlight, retreating into the shadows, and carving out a space where transformation becomes not just possible, but inevitable. Why is disappearing so powerful? Because the world thrives on distraction. Social media, endless opinions, unsolicited advice. All of it conspires to keep us from focusing on what truly matters. When you open your life to display, people will judge, question, and critique every move you make. Not because they care about your journey, but because it's human nature to drag others down to feel superior. Stepping into the shadows isn't an act of defeat. It's a declaration of independence. It's saying, I am no longer playing by your rules. It's about creating a sanctuary where you can focus entirely on yourself and your goals without interference. The shadows become your laboratory for transformation, a place where you can experiment, fail, and grow without the world watching. But how do you begin? The first step is to embrace silence. Your words are often your greatest enemy in this journey. We're wired to overshare, seeking validation and connection. But in doing so, we dilute our energy and expose our plans to unnecessary scrutiny. Instead, commit to keeping your thoughts, dreams, and goals locked away. Speak less, observe more, and learn to value the power of mystery. Next, you must create boundaries. This isn't just about physical isolation, it's about mental and emotional distance. Share your journey only with those who truly understand your vision, if anyone at all. Even loved ones with the best intentions can unintentionally derail your progress. This is your time, your journey, and your transformation. Don't forget to set a clear intention. Disappearing isn't about vanishing aimlessly, it's about purposeful retreat. Decide what you're working towards. Is it a new skill? A stronger body? A financial breakthrough? Whatever it is, let it anchor your actions. The shadows aren't a hiding place, they're a launch pad. Your mind is both your greatest ally and your fiercest enemy. It's a battleground where the opinions of others clash with your own inner voice, leaving you torn between seeking approval and staying true to yourself. To transform in the shadows, you must win this battle. You must break free from the chains of external validation and reclaim control of your thoughts, your actions, and ultimately, your destiny. Why do we care so much about what others think? It's deeply ingrained in our biology. Humans are social creatures, and for centuries, survival depended on the acceptance of the tribe. Rejection could mean isolation, and isolation could mean death. But in today's world, this ancient instinct has morphed into a toxic obsession with external approval. Social media amplifies it, offering likes, comments, and followers as digital currency for self-worth. The truth is, most people don't care about you as much as you think. Their opinions are fleeting, shallow, and often rooted in their own insecurities. Yet, we give these opinions immense power, letting them dictate our choices, shape our dreams, and even silence our inner voice. Breaking free from this cycle is not just liberating, it's necessary for true transformation. But you may wonder how to escape the prison of external validation. There is a blueprint you can follow to achieve this. Redefine whose opinion matters. Imagine a version of yourself that embodies everything you aspire to be. This future version of you is strong, disciplined, and unapologetically authentic. Now, imagine this person observing your actions. Would they be proud of you? Would they respect the choices you're making? This is the only opinion that matters, the opinion of the person you are becoming. Make this your guiding compass and let it overshadow all other judgments. Reprogram your internal dialogue. The voice in your head is powerful, but it's often a harsh critic. Reprogramming this voice requires conscious effort. Start by catching the moments when you seek external validation. Maybe it's checking how many likes your post received or feeling deflated by someone's offhand comment. Recognize these patterns and replace them with affirmations of self-worth. Remind yourself, I am enough just as I am. My value is not tied to others' opinions. Detach from the need to explain yourself. One of the most liberating shifts you can make is realizing that you owe no one an explanation for your choices. Your journey is yours alone. You don't need to justify your decisions, your goals, or your lifestyle to anyone. When you let go of the need to explain, you reclaim your energy and focus it where it truly belongs, on your growth. Embrace solitude as a tool for clarity. Spending time alone can feel uncomfortable, especially if you're used to constant social interaction. But solitude is where clarity is born. In the quiet, away from the chatter of others, you can hear your true desires and passions. Make solitude a regular part of your routine and use it to strengthen your sense of self. Understand that validation is fleeting, but growth is lasting. The praise and approval of others might feel good in the moment, but it's temporary. Real growth, however, stays with you forever. Every time you choose your own path over the expectations of others, you take a step closer to becoming the person you're meant to be. In a world that celebrates the loud and the visible, there's an unspoken power in silence. It's not the kind of silence that signifies defeat, but the kind that holds potential. A quiet, focused stillness where plans are made and progress is nurtured without the distractions of others' opinions or expectations. When you keep your blueprint hidden, away from prying eyes, you create the space needed to build something extraordinary. It's in this silence where your most significant growth happens and where your future self is quietly sculpted, one disciplined action at a time. We live in a culture that rewards public declarations. We're encouraged to share our goals, to tell everyone about our dreams, to announce our plans for the future. The thought process is that by sharing these ambitions, we somehow commit ourselves to them, creating accountability and perhaps even gaining the support of others. But what if this open book approach is actually sabotaging your success? What if telling the world your plans before they're fully realized is the very thing holding you back? Here's the truth. Not every plan should be shared. Not every step forward should be made public. And not every success needs to be celebrated with the world's applause. The hidden blueprint, your quiet private plan, is where your true potential lies. The act of keeping your plans private doesn't stem from secrecy for secrecy's sake. It's about protecting the energy and focus you need to turn those plans into reality. But why keep your plans private? When you announce your intentions to others, you often receive a rush of validation. People tell you how great your idea is, how amazing your goals are, and how they can't wait to see you succeed. In the moment, this feels rewarding, but over time, it drains your energy. The attention and praise you receive prematurely create a false sense of accomplishment, filling the space that should be dedicated to focused work with unnecessary distractions. The other problem with sharing your plans is the unwanted input from others. People will project their own limitations, doubts, and fears onto your vision. They will tell you what's possible and what's not. They'll remind you of the obstacles they see and downplay the risks they believe are too big. While they may mean well, their words create a cloud of doubt that will cloud your judgment and, over time, pull you away from your true path. That's why it's critical to shield your plans from the outside world until they've manifested. In the early stages of any transformation, the energy you spend on explaining or defending your goals could be better used to execute them. By focusing on your journey in private, you allow yourself the time and space needed to make consistent progress without the emotional weight of external interference. Discipline is the muscle that will carry you through your transformation, and like any muscle, it must be developed through repetition and commitment. It's in the silence of your efforts that you will learn the power of consistency. No one will be watching over your shoulder to remind you to stay on track. And that's precisely the point. The silence forces you to rely on yourself and your inner commitment. It builds resilience in the face of challenges because no one is there to hold your hand when you stumble. Start small. Each day, commit to doing something that moves you closer to your goal, and do it whether anyone notices or not. It could be a small step, like waking up early to work on a personal project, reading a book that propels your knowledge, or dedicating an hour to practice a new skill. It doesn't matter if no one applauds you or if your progress is invisible to others. What matters is that each action compounds. Each task completed builds the foundation for something far greater. Over time, you'll begin to notice the power of focused energy. When you stop seeking outside validation, you stop fragmenting your attention. Your energy is no longer spread thin by conversations about your goals or people's opinions about your progress. Instead, you direct that energy inward, channeling it into disciplined, intentional action that propels you forward. Your progress, like your plans, should be private until it's undeniable. Progress doesn't have to be flaunted to be valid. In fact, real progress often comes in subtle, quiet shifts. It's the late-night work, the sacrifices made when no one is watching, the discipline in staying committed to your goals, even when the results are not yet visible. Progress in silence is powerful because it accumulates quietly, building momentum that is far more difficult to break than a loud, early declaration. Consider the analogy of a seed planted in the ground. For weeks, nothing appears to be happening. The soil is quiet. There's no grand announcement that growth is underway. But beneath the surface, roots are being established, energy is being absorbed, and the foundation for a future plant is being built. Only when the right moment arrives does the sprout appear, and by then it's stronger, more resilient, and capable of growing faster than anything that was rushed into the light prematurely. The same principle applies to you. The more you focus on your growth in private, the more solid your foundation becomes. When the time comes for you to share your success, you won't need to make excuses or seek validation. Your progress will speak for itself, and it will be undeniable. To progress in silence is to commit to a life of intention. It's about living each day with purpose, knowing that your actions, however small, are moving you toward a grand vision. The process of creating a hidden blueprint for your life forces you to think deeply about your goals and align every decision with your true vision. When you're not distracted by others' expectations or validation, you begin to see the path clearly. The steps become intentional. Every action has a reason. As you plan and progress in silence, remember that your energy is your most precious resource. Protect it, guard it, channel it into what truly matters. When you stop chasing external validation and start nurturing your internal growth, you unlock the power to achieve things that will astonish not only others, but most importantly, yourself. The shadows are not a place of hiding. They are a space of deliberate creation, of focus, and of growth. Keep your blueprint hidden, progress steadily, and when the time is right, let the world witness the masterpiece you've quietly built.